All right. How's dad life?
Hey man, it's fucking going, It's we're surviving is what we're doing.
You look like it. You
We're
look
fucking
like it.
surviving.
She's sleeping.
She's sleeping right now. Yeah.
She's sleeping right now, so she's not sleeping at night, evidently.
No, she's not. That's a life, That's a fucking life.
That is. I'm like a caffeine junkie now. I do energy drink reviews on the internet and all this other dumb shit all the time. But my caffeine addiction didn't start till my daughter was born. She turned 10 this year. So I wasn't a big coffee drinker. I wasn't a big energy drinker. And then she was born. And
it starts, man.
You got to do what you got to do to survive.
I'm gonna have to start doing like 2 or 3 a day now. Fucking energy drinks. I'm sponsored by G Fuel, so I crush G Fuel. I can't do without it. I drink at least one a day for sure.
You're gonna have to up that.
Yeah,
you're gonna have to up that.
Yeah,
I remember watching you when you found out that you were having a kid, and I was thinking to myself, man, Sim's life's about to change big time. He's gonna run tired all the time.
Change, man. But I mean, again, it's more good than like the other. I mean, of course, the other shit comes with it. Just it's more work, of course, right? But I mean, I'm having every day is a blessing, really. And I'm still gonna fucking train. Like a lot of people have told me, like a lot of parents, of course, or a lot of dads, like, hey, like, your training days are over now, like you're gonna have time for that. You're gonna have no sleep and all that. I'm like, you know what? Like, yeah, of course it's tough for everybody, but fuck that. I just have my 600-pound deadlift PR, like fucking 2 days ago. So
dad's
strength. I'm gonna keep lifting. I'm gonna keep lifting big. Fuck it.
Yeah, your dad's strength's starting to kick in a little bit.
Dad's strength is coming in strong, dude. I kind of feel it right now. It's kind of nice. It's kind of nice.
Oh, amazing. No, it's cool. Being a parent's cool. It's hard. Definitely hard. Doesn't get easier at all. People will tell you that probably. It just there's new challenges the whole time. It's like
right.
What's hard now won't be hard in 2 years, but it'll be something else that replaces
other shit to worry about. Like especially a 10-year-old, I can't imagine. I mean, I'm sure you gotta take him to like, well, I don't know, like do stuff now, right? I mean, you gotta do activities that you need to drive them around and
we're in softball,
you working, whatever it is, right?
Yeah, we're in gymnastics, we're in all kinds of stuff. Trying to throw gas, trying to hit bombs, trying to shoot threes, make cool stuff happen. I got an 8-year-old son too, so I got 2 of them. I got 2 of these things running around. And I thought my life was hard when I had 1, but I look back at that, I was like, I thought it was hard. It's not twice as hard when you have 2. It's like 10 times.
We're gonna do like, we're thinking of like at least having 2 kids. So like, and then like before I'm like, oh yeah, we'll pop them out right away or whatever. And now I'm like, let's wait a couple of years. Let's wait a couple of years. Let's kind of like focus on this one first and see what happens.
But you definitely got to have 2. You definitely have to have 2. But you got to have them reasonably close together. Guy told me one time. He said, don't have them far apart because the older one won't want to have anything to do with the younger one, and just have them cup 3 years.
That's exactly what we're thinking. 2-3 years, like kind of like, I mean, how you set it up, kind of the same idea. But again, like it's just, I don't know, like right now, fucking barely surviving. So
it's a lot to think about
for a little bit. Yeah, we'll do a little bit and then go from there. But I do want a boy too. Like I mean, a girl and a boy would be amazing. But I mean, it's not something I can control. But I mean, I would like that. You can hit tanks.
It is cool. It is cool. They both present their challenges. I wouldn't say one is easier than the other. Just they're different. My little boy and my little girl are different. They've been different, and so. My son's kind of started in some baseball activities now and playing basketball now.
That must be like a cool feeling to just play ball with your kids, Like, I mean, that's what I want. And that's why I still train to this day. I'm not necessarily like fucking, like, I don't care if my kids are like really good at the sport or whatever. But I mean, just me being able to do that with my kids, hang out with them, just like fucking ball out. And I see videos like that all the time. I'm like, I get slightly jealous of that because I'm like, I want to do that. But now I finally have a kid, so I just gotta wait a few years and then go from there. I might get her started fucking right away. I don't give a shit. Fuck it.
It's cool. I've been reluctant. I was reluctant to push my kids too hard. We always played in the yard.
Yeah.
Day one is kind of flip the ball to them. Rule number one was you got to hit over dad's head. And so early on, my daughter would like hit a little grounder and she'd be like, foul ball, I'm not running. And so she'd have to hit it up in the air.
That's tight.
And then, but I was reluctant to push them into like competitive because, the travel ball scene sometimes gets way out of hand. And, but COVID happened and it kind of forced us into it. It's been good though, honestly. The experience for us has been good for both my son and my daughter. But you're right. I mean, playing with your kids is like the best.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's kind of what I wanted to go to though. I find your story. I think everybody sees Sim on the internet, Sim doing crazy stuff on Twitter and YouTube.
Yeah.
I have heard you talk a bit about kind of where you just started, being born in Korea and then coming to your mom brought you to Canada, not knowing anybody. You just we're leaving, we're going to Canada, trying to find a better life. You got a brother?
Yep.
You got a brother trying to bring you and your brother, to Canada, trying to, I guess, find a better life or a better way. Talk about those beginnings in baseball in Korea, and then coming across.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, I was born in South Korea. I lived there until about 13 or so, and then so I played little league ball, and then like a little bit of middle school baseball over there. And it was ruthless. It was fucking ruthless. We're talking about fucking over 20 years ago, right? So it was crazy. Wasn't very developed, right? And also Korea, very DGAF, like the coaches are gods, and kind of like it just wasn't a good situation. And my mom just hated that. My mom hated me playing baseball because when you play baseball in Korea, you don't go to school. You just don't go to school, period. You just you wake up and you play baseball all day. Doesn't matter if you're 8 years old, 10-year-olds, whatever. Like I was 12. I was playing baseball like 6, 7, 8 hours a day. Like sometimes.
Had you been to school? Had you been to school at 12? You had never been to school.
Yeah, so you go to school, and you do an attendance check, right? You literally show up to school dressed up in baseball uniform, right? You show up and do an attendance check, and you get the fuck out. Right at like in the school, there's like a baseball locker room. So we literally do attendance check with the school. Teachers know, they're like, hey, these guys are baseball players. They are not gonna be in school. So they just do attendance check, make sure we show up, and then literally we leave to go to the locker room right down below, and we go straight to the park, which is, on the field, which is like on the high school or on the middle school, and you just fucking ball out all day, And
so you'd never had like academics or anything at 12.
Which is why my parents are worried, especially my mom, because if you don't make it, you're done. What are you gonna do? There's literally nothing else you can do other than make it. And even if you make it, you're gonna be a fucking dumbass, and they're like, this is dumb. This is not how I want to raise my kids. So my parents hated that, more so my mom. And so my mom's pretty DGF like I am. So one day she said, fuck this, we're out. So like she just like grabbed like me and my brother. My dad was working at the time, so like he had to stay. And then she just like basically grabbed us. We had an auntie that was living in Canada. She got all the paperwork and everything done. Just like fuck it, we're out. So she literally moved to Canada with me and my brother. And she didn't speak any English. I didn't speak nothing. We just like moved to Canada. And
you went to Canada. It never had. So you go to Canada. Now you got to go to school.
Academics. I got to go to school, and I don't
speak.
I have zero
French, English, whatever they're speaking.
All I can say is yes or no. Hi and bye. You know what I'm saying? That's all I knew, and it was a crazy experience. But again, like for me, I don't know. I think I've always had that. Like I will adapt to any situation. So yeah, no, it was horrible. Like you don't speak the language, right? You're in school. You're supposed to make friends. I was still playing baseball. So mom somehow find a way with her broken English to get me in baseball nearby, right? And I had no fucking idea what I think the kids are saying. But it was crazy though. Just the experience itself was nuts because like I went from playing 8 to 10 hours in baseball in Korea, like getting beat up, like we're doing some crazy shit, to coming over here, we're practicing, I don't know, like an hour, it's like coaches are giving high fives. Like, what the fuck is going on? You know what I'm saying? Like, it was almost surreal to me. Like it was not like, it really like, wow, this is baseball. You know, this is what baseball is supposed to be about. You know, like, so it's like the first little switch turning point for me. And then then I started actually enjoying playing baseball, because I mean, you're in a good environment. I mean, kids, everyone's happy. You know, it doesn't matter if you fucking strike out or like whatever. Like, coach is gonna high five you. You know, I'm like, what the fuck is going on? And I was better than most kids because I went from literally practicing 10 hours a day. You know, like I was literally better than everyone in that little area that I was in when I first moved to Canada. And then I got recruited from a bigger city in Canada, and then we ended up playing for them. And then that's a team I played for growing up in high school in Canada. So
from there in Canada, you end up going to a junior college. First, did you go to junior college first?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I went to Juco in Kansas for 2 years. So yeah, I did my high school baseball. Again, barely speaking English, just surviving. But I did ball out. And after I balled out, I didn't really get any offers until May of my senior year. You know, a lot of kids nowadays, they get fucking, you know, they get recruited when they're, I don't know, sophomores or, you know, even freshmen in high school. I'm like, this is crazy. But anyways, I didn't get recruited until my senior year of high school, like May, June, around there. So like our season's about to be over, and I had no idea where the fuck I was gonna go. And then I had 0 offers from any schools. And then this JUCO came from Kansas. The assistant coach literally drove from fucking Colby, Kansas, you know, like 30 hours, drove up here and then fucking watched me play, and they offer right away. And then I took the offer right away. I got a full ride, and I went for it, you know what I'm saying? So I played in JUCO ball in Kansas for 2 years. And then after that, I went to University of South Florida. I got recruited. And honestly, for me, that's why I'm a huge advocate for JUCO, is because like I so much more opportunities after going to JUCO. You know what I'm saying? I went from high school, 0 offers other than like 1 JUCO offer at the last minute. And then I went to JUCO after the sophomore showcase. I balled out, and I had literally over 60 offers, like full ride offers from 4-year school. You know, so that was like a huge, like a turning point for me in my career. You know, because I actually learned how to play ball. I learned how to survive in JUCO, and that really made me mentally tougher, because you don't got much. You know, like I don't know if you done JUCO, but I mean, it's you don't get much, you know. So you go through with nothing, and you fucking survive, you know. And a lot of people don't survive, but I survived, you know. So, and after that, I went to D1. It was like a different world, of course. It's like, oh shit, you get all this shit for free. I also remember I was getting a Chipotle catering food. I'm like, what the fuck is this bullshit, you know? Like I'm used to getting like literally a sandwich from cafeteria. I was like, just 2 buns and a processed cheese, no meat. Like that's all we got in JUCO. You know, we survived off that. So it was a crazy experience. And after that, I played a little bit of pro ball, and that was this. So,
so I've said this about you on this podcast, and I've said, you know, I don't know if Sam is intentionally doing this or unintentionally doing this, but I think the work that you're doing promoting JUCO is probably some of the most significant work on the internet right now, because kids don't realize that it's going to become harder and harder and harder and harder than it's ever been to find a roster spot at a D1 school, at a D2 school. I mean, it's going to be harder than ever because the transfer portal is just hot all the time now. Guys are going to take, you know, proven freshmen that played at D1 schools. They're older, they're more mature, they don't have to kind of babysit them. They're just going to get these guys, and that scholarship money at those levels is not going to be there as much as it has been in the past. The junior college is going to become a very, very, very important thing for young people to pursue out of high school. The value of I had another coach that coaches basketball at a D1 school here in Virginia. And he said, you know, the value of a high school senior has never been lower than it is now. For a D1 school. It's never been lower. And you know, they're going to recruit the junior college kids. They're going to recruit the transfer portals. You know, and I told people, I said, I don't know if Sim is doing this on purpose or he's just doing his thing and promoting JUCO because he loves it, but it's super significant work. You know, I don't know if you know how significant it is. I think you do. In these kids need to understand that junior college is a real thing, and baseball in junior college is really good.
Right. Yeah. Again, like I mean, I don't honestly, like, I don't care how people view it. For me, I just want to change that. So like, that's the only reason I started advocating for JUCO, is because it's the misconception is still there to this day. you know, a lot of kids and parents, D1 or bus type parents and the kids like that. And I get that, you know, like, and I can see that. But for me, experiencing JUCO myself and it literally changed my life. It didn't just change my career, it changed my fucking life. I went from a nobody to a professional baseball player by going to JUCO. And even not even baseball wise, but it made me a man, dude. Like I can't even like comprehend the actual value of skills that I've learned to survive life. You know what I'm saying? From going to JUCO. If I wouldn't have gone to JUCO, to be brutally honest, in pro ball, I think I would have got canned in like a year. Like 1 year I would have been out. But because I went through the JUCO shit, like it made me survive 6 years. That doesn't mean I didn't make it or nothing like that. But still, I was there for 6 fucking years, surviving, finding a way to be my competition or whatever, you know, like so. And I do get a lot of DMs from kids that decide that now. For me, I think the biggest change is that kids choose to go to JUCO. You know what I'm saying? They used to be like, hey, like I don't have any D1 offers, D2 offers, like nothing like the NAI and even. Now I'm going to JUCO. That's my last fucking choice. And kids used to like not talk about it. You know, a lot of kids like do, you know, Twitter, you know, posts or whatever. Oh, I'm committed to big D1s and shit like that. Before back then, I mean, JUCO was like, you be sad. You don't want people to know that you're going to JUCO. You know what I'm saying? Like but now, like I'm speaking about it, and I do have a lot of followers and stuff like that. And kids like my attitude, you know what I'm saying? Like I think the reason they like it is because I'm transparent. Of course, I fucking drop F-bombs and of course and all that, which, you know, some parents dislike. But at the end of the day, I'm real, man. I'm true to these kids. That's why I have a fuckload of them following me, whether I'm dropping F-bombs or not. You know, kids like what I'm doing because I'm real. Like I don't sugarcoat no bullshit. I give it as is, and whether like, you know, whether it's training or, you know, the JUCO or the mentality or whatever. And I think these kids get value from that. And dude, like I get like literally 100. I've probably gotten about 1,000 or more, over 1,000 DMs about kids like choosing to go to JUCO. Like, hey man, like you've been a big influence, and then I chose JUCO to this day. And usually I do reply back, hey, like good job, like I mean, let's fucking go or whatever. But that kind of stuff really fires me up. And for me, like again, you don't really know until you try it yourself. You know, a lot of people will talk about it, but you don't fucking know until you go through it yourself. And when you go through it yourself, I can almost guarantee that it's gonna change your life. So
I think so, and I think what people miss. I think what people miss at all levels of baseball. My path is not. I played pro ball. I got drafted out of high school and just signed out of high school. But you know, the thing that I try to tell people is, you know, you've got these goals about playing at D1 or getting drafted or whatever. But the thing, it doesn't matter what level you're at. The thing you're going to miss the most when it's all over is the guys that you got to be around when you were there. Absolutely. You know, and so whether it's a JUCO, whether it's a D, whatever, it doesn't matter. Like the guys 100%. And the friends that you're going to meet there are going to, because you probably are still pretty close with a lot of those guys that you went to JUCO with, because you guys survived the same thing.
I still talk to my JUCO coach. My JUCO coach still sends me happy birthday messages. Yeah, like the same way that it was like 10 years ago, man. I literally had him out at the facility. I'm 33 now. I just had my JUCO coach who I talk to frequently. He still comes out. That's a relationship that I don't know. It's kind of hard to explain. You know what I'm saying? It's like a lifelong relationship that you build with your teammates, your coaches, or whatever.
I think that's the beauty of baseball, because baseball in general is just a struggle. It's just a struggle. It's just hard, and it's fair to everybody. Everybody's struggling. It's, you know, and then you got these circumstances that you go through in JUCO where you don't get, you know, you're eating a whatever sandwich, you know, and you guys are all doing this, and you just develop this bond. And I tell people all the time, it's the bond that matters. Just parents, get out of the way. Let your kid, your kid develop these relationships with these people, and they're going to be there for a lifetime. These people are going to have your kids back forever. You know, it's not, they're never going to. It's that brotherhood.
Me, the bond happens a little more too when you don't have much. Like for me, like let's say you're giving everything to your kid, and your kids are kind of spoiled or whatever. I don't think they're going to appreciate that much unless, like compared to, let's say, a JUCO kid, right? He's got fucking nothing. When I went to JUCO, we had nothing. We were living in a piece of shit dorm. We were eating piece of shit food. And like, literally, I don't say the word grinding often because I don't think it's the right way to say that, but I was fucking grinding in JUCO. You know what I'm saying? Everyone in Juco fucking grinds because you don't got shit. You're there for a reason. You didn't get recruited to other big schools. And also, whether you can afford it or whether you fail a drug test or whatever, you've taken some L's to be there. Now, from there on, it's all on you to move up, to move past that. You know what I'm saying? That's up to you. And so, like, you find a way to survive while you're doing that with nothing. With your boys, like just doing dumb shit together, just doing, being teammates. You see your teammates every single fucking day. When in Juco, like, dude, when I was in Juco, it's Colby, Kansas, town of like 5,000 people, if that. So there's no one else there other than your boys. You know what I'm saying? Like, so you like hang out with your boys all day, every day, and whether you get into some fights, of course, or whether you're arguing, or you just have these great memories, like drinking, partying, or playing baseball. You're going to a cage at midnight. Like, I've done that shit, and that every moment now thinking back is what matters the most. Like you said, the experience with your teammates, not necessarily, I went to this big school, and what, and you sat for a year, you did nothing, and you didn't hang out, you weren't a good teammate, and what the fuck was the point of that? You know what I'm saying? So
for sure. No, I'm with you there. And it's funny because people see you now as you've kind of exploded in popularity in the last year in the baseball world, year and a half in the baseball world. But, I like the guy that threw in the prison cage. I like the guy who, you said, I'm going to throw the ball 95 miles an hour. And COVID happens, you build concrete weights, which I thought was awesome. Just a guy that sees things he wants to do and pursues them. And again, I think this is probably lessons that you learned from the beginning. It's Absolutely. Like, I'm just going to make it happen. I'm just whatever it is I'm going to pursue, I'm just going to make it happen. I'm not going to make excuses. I'm not going to let anything stand in my way. I'm just going to do it.
Absolutely. And for me, that DGAF attitude, right? And when COVID happened, every gym shut down, right? And for me, I was not going to not lift. You know what I'm saying? I was not going to take that as a hey, like, now you guys, none of you can't lift. Like, fuck you, I'm lifted. Like, there's nowhere. There's nothing that's going to stop me from that, because if you, like I've said this on Twitter before too, if you really enjoy doing something, you'll find a way. For me, that's lifting, training for baseball. I enjoy that. I enjoy throwing, hitting, like, and whenever I do it max effort, because for me, I don't want to half-ass it. Like, for me, I don't get any training value from doing half-ass shit. And I want to me, I still train to this day, not to make to the big leagues. I'm not going to make it to the big leagues. I fucking know that. I know my role. I'm 33, man, but I do it for myself. When you do it for yourself, you'll find a fucking way. You know what I'm saying? When it's like, literally, like, for me, if someone said, hey, you cannot work out for a year, that I would die. I think I would mentally die. I don't think I can do that. Like, that would fuck me up mentally, and I will not let that happen to me. So if it means that much to you, you find a fucking way. Even right now, we would just have a kid and everything. Like, it's not easy. But I literally 4 days after, I was in the fucking gym. I was like, I'll find a way to go. Like, I'll still do my job, but I'm still gonna find a way. So I literally fucking YouTube homemade gyms, right? And then I saw this like Indian dude or whatever, like in India. Like, it's like just like, he had nothing. The guy had nothing. Whether it's India or Vietnamese, I don't really know. But he had nothing, and he's just like building concrete weights and his like backyard. And I'm like, this is it. I fucking love this. And he actually went thorough video as well to how he was making it and stuff like that. And I'm like, dude, this is amazing. He didn't speak any English. It was fantastic. I'm like, I love this video. I'm going to fucking do this. So I went to Home Depot that day. And then I basically bought everything that I thought it would be needed. Like, like concrete and fucking like the little staples or whatever, and also like a mold and everything like that. And I came home and I started building literally that day when the gym was shut down, the concrete weights. And concrete weights, it does take some time to cure or whatever. So I had to wait like 2 days for the weights to cure. It's supposed to be like 4 or 5 days to cure, like to be able to use it. And then of course it cures a little better after 3 months or whatever. But I was like, fuck that, I ain't waiting 4 days, So I literally started lifting in 2 days with a concrete weight that wasn't even finished yet. It actually ended up working pretty well. Of course, I've taken some L's because I bought this bar. And then
I think you broke the bar, right?
Yeah, I bet. Yeah, I made this. I got this like just regular bar from Home Depot, and it bent like crazy. You know, I'm like, dude, I can't do that. And I actually almost fucking fucked myself up because I was squatting with 4 of those plates because they're about 45 pounds when I measured them. So about 4 or 5 squatting in a fucking piece of shit bar, you know? So I go down and then I literally snaps in half, all the weights fall off, almost fuck my back up because I mean, that's what happens, you know? Like when I don't care, like I don't give a fuck, you know? Like, I remember it was bad because the bar was bending so bad after the first round, I'm like, should I stop? And I let that, I'm like, nah. So then I keep going. Second rep fucking smashes. There's a video that I posted, which is hilarious. But after that, I went to build like I made it myself. It was like I bought like 3 different bars, all different like, and one's like I don't know, a PVC pipe style. And I built it nicer so that I wasn't gonna like do that. And so yeah, man. Again, I've been through a lot just to work out. You know what I'm saying? I just want to work out. I just want to lift heavy shit. And honestly, because I did that, I didn't lose any strength. I actually, if anything, I got stronger. And that's when I was doing the 95 or die journey, and that literally made me throw 95, because if I wouldn't have done that, and if I would have taken, you know, a month or 2 months off from lifting, you know how it is, there's no way I'd have been to been doing it, you know what I'm saying? So working out is such a huge you know, like part of it, you know, like I'm not gonna let that be the factor of the, hey, gyms are closed. Fuck that noise. I'm gonna make my own fucking gym. I'm gonna make a way and just find it. And I went to a local fucking, dude, I went to a, like in the beginning, it was like a local, like not even literally, it's like a dog park. And I'll start to throw, man. I don't give a fuck. I don't care where I go. As long as there's a fence, I got my pocket radar, I'm going. You know what I'm saying? So again, that's a mentality. I'm trying to reach out to these kids. And even parents, a lot of parents actually reach out, like, hey, like I enjoy showing your stuff to my kids, because like I'm DGAF, and a lot of kids don't really get that until they see my video, like, holy shit, I mean, this guy's doing it, you know, he's crazy, but I mean, I can find a way, you know, like, so.
You know, and that's the thing I try to express to players we have, that we train here, that I train online. It's like the number one thing is consistency. Like if you want to get better at anything, you can't let anything get in the way of your consistency. Like you have to train. If you're going to say, I'm going to train, my daughter's 10, and I told her after her last season, and you've maybe seen it online, I don't know. I think you liked maybe a tweet that I put up of her deadlifting. And I said, you got to understand, because I bought a junior rogue bar and I just bought some rubber bumpers. And I said, you got to understand. You got to understand that 9, if we're going to start this habit, and we're going to do it on these days, we're going to do it on these days, and we're never going to miss. Like, I don't care what it takes. We're going to pack the bar. We go on vacation. We'll pack the bar. We'll go on vacation. We're not going to miss. Once we start, we're just going to do it. And we're not going to ever miss. Nothing's going to stop us. Because that's the important thing to learn when you're young. It's just like establish the habit and stay with it. Like if you want to throw 95 and you throw 70 today, start hanging out with people that throw harder than you. That's really important. But then have a plan. It could be a simple plan. And just repeat it nonstop, over and over and over and over.
Like you said, consistency is so big, man. Again, I train to this day. If I don't do shit, I just tweeted about it yesterday. If I lift like every single week, I don't miss workouts. You know, like a week, like a week. I don't think I've missed a week of workouts, and ever since I started this, you know, like 95, like 3 years ago, I haven't missed 1 week of my training, because I will lose so much. And some people are like, oh, it's not a big deal. You know, like it is a fucking big deal. You know, it's a big fucking deal to me. You know, like I'm not going to let that happen. You know, which is why I'm continuously getting stronger. You know, I don't get weaker. I continuously get stronger because I put in the time, right? And I'm consistent with it. You know, having that consistency is so fucking big. And I tell a lot of these kids, and that's why they watch my shit, because like I put on stuff every single day of my training, and I don't sugarcoat. I don't put up videos like, hey, do these 3 simple drills and you'll throw 5 miles an hour harder. Fuck that bullshit. That's why I started doing this shit, because I want to be transparent of what it actually takes. When I did the 95 or die journey, I literally share everything, whether it's my diet, fucking throwing program, lifting program, everything. There's not one fucking or 2 or simple steps. It's fucking everything. When people don't understand, especially the kids, like you said, kids are like working at your place. Like I want them to know that if you really want to do something to the extent of like extraordinary, like throwing 95 or hitting
the best
like,
that you could possibly be.
If you want to be the best that you can possibly be, you need to fucking like, you need to go to a dark place, man. Like when I did 95 or Die journey, dude, I went to a dark place myself, like mentally. I was like, this is it. Like, oh, and like you said, like, it doesn't matter if you're on vacation or not, you're fucking doing it. I literally, it took me 151 days. So just over 4 months to go from, I don't know, feeling like 80s to, fucking 95. And literally every single day was a fucking grind. Now, again, I don't say grind lightly because I was grinding because I was literally making homemade concrete weights and I'm going to a dog park to throw. You know what I'm saying? I was grinding, like whether you think I was working or not, I was grinding. Now, for me, people are like, what are you doing? And I'm like, I don't give a fuck what do people think of me. Dude, I remember I was throwing at this dog park, like literally fucking whatever, just some piece of shit park. Some lady was like walking the dog, like, what are you, just like, she like looked at me in awe. She's like, what are you doing? I'm ripping smelling salts and just like full sending it on the mound, like on the mound that does not exist, the flat ground, basically.
Right.
And she's just like walking around like, what are you doing? Just like genuinely curious of what I was doing, because she's never seen anything like that, like ever. No, and especially.
Are you 260? There's like a 260-pound Korean guy out here in the dog park.
Absolutely,
like, dude.
Back then, I got up to 290, bro. I got fat as fuck when I got done playing. So I just I didn't do anything, and I just started working out. So I was big. I'm
big bigger than 260. You're 260 now.
I'm 270. I'm 270 right now, but I was fucking 290, 285. Like, big motherfucker, just a big donkey just trying to let it eat, like I can't move because I'm fat, like it was fucking hilarious. But yeah, man, it was just, again, like for me, like that kind of stuff did not matter. Whether people thought I was crazy or not, it did not fucking matter. Like for me, if I'm gonna do it, I'm fucking doing it. And I went to a dark place. I don't give a fuck. Like I was working a bar manager, when you run a bar, man, there's a lot of food, like, like bar food and shit like that. You get hungry and stuff like that. Fuck that. I made my own fucking food. You know what I'm saying? I brought ground beef and fucking rice every day, and I ate that shit myself. Like I don't care how cold it is. I don't fucking care. So for me, having that, again, the mentality, the dark place, to really, really, truly push yourself. And that's a part I want people to see. I want the kids to see, right? So that's why I was sharing everything, because to me, like, there's a lot of bullshit on social media, and maybe my stuff is bullshit for some other people, but I don't care. For me, like, I don't want to be that. I want to be real. You know what I'm saying? I want to be real. I want to be authentic. I want to be transparent. There's no, dude, when you look at my shit, there's not one time like, hey, do this and you'll get there. No, it doesn't work. Life doesn't work like that. There's not one fucking thing that's going to magically fix your fucking mechanics. You go from fucking 80 to like 95. It's just not going to happen. You need to put in absurd amount of time in the gym. You need to put in absurd amount of time, like working on your mechanics. You need to put in absurd amount of time studying and learning how this shit works. And you need to put in an absurd amount of time just doing anything. Your whole focus in the entire fucking day, every single fucking day, should be 95. Like, that's what it was for me. Throwing 95. That's it. Every single fucking day. Beat myself in the ground when I was hitting plateaus. I got it to 94 pretty quick in about a month and a half. Okay. And I hit that fucking plateau fucking hard, dude. And I went from 94 to like 89, 90. And I stayed there for fucking 3 months. And that 3 months was tough. Like, I'm not saying it's the hardest thing I've ever done, but it was tough. Like, most people, if you're listening to this, you've hit plateaus before. And that's a bitch to get off of them. You know what I'm saying? But you continue doing it. You continue doing it, trying different things. It's never like one perfect thing. You just continuously work on different things and keep doing it. Just basically keep doing it, and you fight through it. And I fought through it. And at the end of the day, my fourth month, I fucking went past it. I went from 88 to 90, 91, 92, like pretty consistently. And then like 93, 94, and I hit that 95, man. So it's that journey. It's the journey that really matters, not necessarily the fucking people think it's this, right? I'm like, hey, I throw 75. I get this DMs all the time. I throw 75 right now. I want to be 85 by, in 3 months. I'm like, that's not how this works. That's simply,
it might happen, but probably not.
But it might happen, but like, people think it's this, but it ain't. It's this, right?
For sure.
When you're at the bottom, a lot of people a lot of people don't do it anymore because it's hard, right? So how tough are you? Like, how are you able to go through that? Are you able to go through yourself mentally to go to that dark place to be like, fuck that, I'm gonna do this, and this is my life. You know what I'm saying? So again, that is something I want to share with the kids, especially because kids, I don't think really understand that part. Of course, they're kids, right? So if I can really like get to them at a younger age, it's gonna be easier for them later on when you go to schools and when you're trying to survive, when you go to the real world or whatever, you know, it's gonna be a little bit easier. So
for sure. No, I don't know if it's stubbornness. I don't know if it's stupidity. I don't know. Like I'm the same way. Like if I get to the bottom, it's like, I'm cool here. Like I'll just keep going, where most people would be like, I'm out. And I'm not saying it's normal or whatever. It's just, I don't know if it's stubbornness. I don't know if it's general stupidity. I'm just going to keep going and see what happens. I found
I think you need that. If you want to be successful, you got to have that stubbornness, you know,
right?
Like, and I think that's the good thing that makes us who we are. We're probably successful because we're stubborn, you know, and that's actually not a bad thing in my opinion, because you got to have that, man. You can't just like give in to every other people or just, you know, give in to other things in life. Like, no, you should have something that you don't give a fuck what other people say about, you know, if you have some core, right? Like you said, you have a stubbornness or stupidity, whatever, you don't know, but you're like, hey, like this is what I'm doing. And ain't no one, but what they say or what they show you or whatever ain't gonna change that. You know what I'm saying? To me, that is training. Like, no, ain't no one gonna, of course, I'm learning from a lot of different people. I have a lot of smart people that's around me I'm learning from. But like when it comes to actual training, the training aspect of it, when you're sending it, when you're training, like when you're lifting or throwing or whatever, I'm going full send, and I'm doing a consistent basis, and that's something I will never let other people interfere with. So,
you know, I've said, and I've told young people this, and I've told coaches this, is I think one of the top qualities of players that are good with, or you know, they end up being good players, or their improvement is very good, is they're very comfortable in their own skin. You know, they're not afraid they're not afraid to go to the dog park and throw into this fence. You know, and I tell young people, I said, you know, you're going to be faced with some decisions along your way as a young person that you're going to maybe have to choose an unpopular thing to do. You know, you're going to have to skip going and hanging out in the summertime with the three prettiest girls in school because you got to go throw. You're gonna have to do that. You know, it's gonna have to be one of those things that like
make sacrifices, man. Like like you said, like I've made a lot of sacrifices, even doing that 95 or die journey, which was a very small part. I did that for 4 months. And now to some people, 4 months is a long time. For me, it's not that long. But even within that time, dude, when I'm in a dark place, man, like dark, I literally nothing else mattered. I went to work every single day, and as soon as I came home, it was thrown 95. That's all that mattered to me. Nothing else mattered. I don't give a fuck. Like I was meal prepping every single day and cooking an hour a day, doing dishes, all that stuff. It takes time. I did not give a fuck. I was happy to do that. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what matters to you. You know, if it really matters to you that much, like you need to. I've talked to my boy Dean Jackson about this. If you're competing, right, you're a fucking gladiator, right? You're in a gladiator in the fucking arena, right? You either kill or get killed. And for me, that's how I view my training. If you don't get it done, you're gonna get killed. So if you want to kill and survive, you make it work, dude. There's like events and shit like that. I didn't give a fuck anything. I literally did not see any friends, nobody. I was training every fucking day. And I actually like filmed that, you know, like I filmed me just going straight decaf. I dropped 35 pounds, man. I just got jacked as fuck and literally training every single day. And even on the off days, because you need to recover, even on the off days, I'm cooking, I'm going for walks or whatever, I did everything I could possible, you know what I'm saying, with nothing, because I didn't have nothing. I didn't have a nice gym that I'm working out in right now and stuff like that. So I still made it work. So you don't need a whole lot of nice stuff. Of course, when you have nice stuff, it does help, but it's you. It's your mentality. It's your attitude that's gonna get you there. So like, dude, if you're gonna do it, and kids kind of say this lightly, which kind of pissed me off. Oh, I want to do this, but I don't want to sacrifice this. You know what I'm saying? Like, no,
you really want to do it.
That is not how this works, man. Like, if you want to do this, and you're set on this. A lot of kids want to throw 90. If you don't set on that, you throw 75, dude. For the next fucking 6 months, I want you to die. I want you to literally fucking die. You know, you're never gonna be. You've never trained this hard before. You know what I'm saying? You never had this like, I want you to have zero time to do anything else but that. You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of kids are, oh yeah, I'll try that. They won't do it, man. It's hard. It's hard to literally block off the world, and you just do this for consistent basis every fucking day for months straight. You know what I'm saying? So, but again, like, someone will do it. If someone, those that do it will survive, and they will benefit themselves by doing that. And just like I did, I built my entire brand from doing that 95 or die journey. That's the first one that really took off for me. And look at me, I'm making a living off this shit. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't need to do it. I didn't fucking know this is gonna happen. But I did it. You know, I did it because I didn't give a fuck. You know, like, whether that 95 or die journey got me nowhere, I don't care. I'm proud of that because I did it. So
it's really cool. It's really cool. And I tell this to people about business or what you're doing or whatever, you know. It's this podcast. It's like, why do you do that? I'm like, because I like it. You know, I don't know if it's going to turn into something. I have no idea who listens, but I like doing it. I like to talk to people who I respect their work. I respect their journey. I just like to talk to them. And so you do this because you really like it, you know, and it turned into something for you. You know, the internet's a great place because it can turn into something for you if, number one, you're authentic, and number two, you're just true and you show what's happening. So I had another couple ideas, but I wanted to kind of get into a bit. We both played minor league baseball. We both rode buses. You know, minor league baseball's kind of been a hot thing lately, so we can talk. I can tell you my perspective on minor league pay and all this other stuff because I did that. Like, I did all that, and it was fine. Again, I can't complain at all because I met some awesome people. Like, it was a great experience. I went right out of high school, which I regret that decision more than I regret the decision to play pro ball. I wish I would have gone through college and done that. And I try to tell young people that, but my standpoint is this: if you don't want to pay them, whatever, you should pay them for sure because they're working hard, they're putting in hours, they're doing all of this. But if you don't want to pay them, then you have to take better care of them. Like, you have to house them. You have to feed them. Like, I shouldn't have to come play for your, low A team. I have to go out and find an apartment, and then you call me up to another team. Then I have to go to that team and find an apartment, and I have to get out of my lease. That should happen.
I did that myself too. Like, I went from low A. I remember, I'll never forget this. Opening day, right? And I started the year in low A. Opening day in double A, our catcher gets hurt, right? Opening day, like, freak accident. And which was Richmond. It was actually a double A team. It was at Richmond, Virginia. So I went from Augusta I flew to Richmond. Now, I had all my apartments set up in Augusta because right before you go, you set that shit up, right? So you go, I paid my, I don't know, $250, $300, and I got my, like, half side of the room or whatever. 3-bedroom, 7 people, the deal. So we're doing that, and then literally first day, I'm like, hey, you're gonna go up to Richmond. I'm like, okay, like, I mean, I had everything set up here, but they're like, they didn't say nothing. I'm like, okay, sick. So I'm just gonna go up there, right? So I went up there because, I mean, I literally got the call right after the first game, right? Which is like 11 p.m. Like, our game gets on at 11 p.m., 7 p.m. game, done shower. Manager pulls you over. Hey, you're going there. I had a fucking 3 a.m. flight. It's like, what the fuck is this? I had to pack everything at 11 p.m. I just got done. I just got all my shit set up, my bed and everything. Literally flew that day to Richmond. When I went to Richmond, I didn't have a place to stay. Then I'm like, dude, like, what the fuck? Like, what? But I knew the boys, of course. I'm like, hey, like, who's got a room or whatever? And then I ended up getting set up with the other 2 guys. So it's a 3 of them for a 3-bed, and it was $900 a pop, dude. And I'm like, dude, like, I can't afford that. I mean, that's a lot of money for me, dude. And people don't understand. When I got done playing, when I was at 27, I was 27 years old. I had $500 in my bank account. Like 500. That's it. That's all I had. I'm saying? That was my entire life. I'm saying? So I had nothing. I'm like 900, like what the fuck? And I'm asking for them to pay me for this, like the Augusta apartment at least, nothing. So I ended up actually covering for both apartments for the month, and I got sent back down after a month or whatever. But yeah, I had to pay for 2 fucking rents for what? You know, like I got
that's
you know,
stuff
like
that drives me
of course, at 250, 300 might not mean that much to some people, but for me at the time, that 300 was a lot, and I had no other choice to go to other people than to pay that 900, you know, because that's why they didn't double it, you know, like, so it was a really shitty situation. That's why I do speak on them a lot. But yeah, I completely am with you. If you ain't gonna pay them, you should take way better care.
We shouldn't have to pay a dime. If I'm on team time, I should not have to pay a dime for anything. I shouldn't have to go out after a game to the huddle house to find food. There should be food for me at the hotel we're staying at.
It should be food for athletes, not food for fucking, you know, college kids. You know what I'm saying? It should be something that athletes. And now for me, all of this can be fixed if minor leagues get paid. You know what I'm saying? Like for me,
for sure,
they're not gonna do that. They're not gonna do that. They're not gonna do anything. You know, that's what really pissed me off, because they refuse to do any of this and still take advantage of the players. Right? That's the biggest thing that pissed me off, is that, you know, right now they got rid of 20 rounds of the draft. They got rid of 42 teams a couple of years ago, and they're gonna get rid of another, you know, like 180 roster spot for minor league or major league organization to 150 below, right? So it could be like 40 plus jobs less for each major league team, which could run up to like 1,200 fucking players losing jobs, right? So. And all those guys right now, they're
going to cut all these numbers and still not pay anybody more.
That's what I'm saying. Dude, if you're going to do that, you need to start paying them. You know,
seems like you got more money laying around now.
Absolutely. And so I saw funny tweets like, you remember, like they started doing like housing or whatever, and everyone's like, oh, they're doing housing, so it's gonna be way better. And then someone's like, yeah, well, it's way better, but there's gonna be no one to fucking take advantage. Like, there's gonna be no players left, is what he said. I'm like, that's fucking hilarious, because it's true. It's sad but true, because literally they're getting rid of all these players and they ain't getting anything better for them other than, hey, we'll give you a little bit of housing now. You know what I'm saying? Like, so that's not how any of this works. You should be both ways, you know, like it should not be that. And at the end of the day, for me, I played minor leagues for 6 years. I don't know how many years you play for. I'm guessing for a little bit as well. And for me, like, none of that stuff mattered. So you've been through it, man. For me, at the end of the day, they need to get paid at least the minimum wage. Like, I'm talking at least minimum wage. Now, I'm not asking for much. I'm not asking for every minor league to get paid $100K. Like, that's not what we're asking for. We're talking fucking minimum pay. I still remember my first full season, and because I played, I went to spring training, and then I got stuck in extended, and then I played rookie ball, and then I went to instructs after that. I made $2,700 the entire fucking year playing baseball. Playing professional baseball, because you know extended you don't get paid, right? So spring training I didn't get paid, extended I didn't get paid. For the short season I got paid a little bit, which is $2,700, and then for a month-long instructional camp I didn't get paid either. So I literally made $2,700 the entire fucking year of 2011. When I became a bar manager later, I literally made that shit in fucking 2 weeks. You know what I'm saying? Like like a regular person, you know, like, so it was just a crazy experience, man. And me experiencing the real life now, like I'm an adult. I got real jobs after baseball. And now, of course, I'm doing this YouTube stuff, but that's not how living works. You know, like no one should live like that for me. Like, it's just not how it should work. So that's why I'm a huge advocate for them, because I've said this before, just because it was shitty for me, that does not mean it should be shitty for the future generation for other people, you know, because they don't fucking deserve that. I did it, and I've seen some fucking old jabronis on Twitter like, oh, you know, I did it with no complaints, stop bitching, you know, like, fuck you, you know, it's not, no. If it's that shitty, it should change, you know, like, it should change. And if you don't, nothing's gonna change if you don't speak up for it, you know, like, and so, and a lot of these pro guys currently cannot really do that. You know how it is. Like, if you bitch about anything, you get fired. You get released. A lot of people have the fear of getting fired, right? Which is why, like, I mean, They're very careful of what they say. And I was too when I played pro ball. I was very careful because you say something, they're gonna be right on your ass. True story here. I was living with my roommate in rookie ball. And my buddy, I didn't know what Twitter was back then. This was like 2010 around there. So I just got drafted with my roommate. My roommate sends like a tweet because our first meal was like PB&Js. He's like, what the fuck is this? Tweeted that out, and literally within like a minute, dude, our front office guy calls him. I was in the room with him, like, hey, you need to take that shit down. And I'm just like, wow, they're like watching every move of it. I kind of got like, I'm not scared, but like I was like, dude, I had a weird feeling. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, dude, like they're watching every move of us. Like it was like a turning point for me, like how I viewed the organization. Before it's like, oh, I'm so thankful, but I'm like, dude, like, what the fuck is that? You know what I'm saying? Like, so
right.
It was just a tweet. That's his account. He can do whatever the fuck he wants to. But just because it was portraying, minor league baseball or San Francisco Giants to be like a little less or whatever, they're like, no, you can't do that. So and
that's what I was going to. That's the point I was going to kind of make is, a minor leaguer with his own time probably couldn't even do what you do, like vlog. Absolutely. And like he probably couldn't do it. Like they would probably take it down.
Yep.
And it's like, so I can't do that. I don't have. I mean, you don't want me to go work at Walmart, right. At night.
So which some guys do. Job. I've had dudes that work for UPS, like just some jobs that are like tough, and my buddies did that, and I did that. I bartended every single. Bartending is not a pretty gig, man. A lot of people are like, oh, it's cool, but no, it's not. You work late hours, you deal with drunk people, and you fucking go through the grind, like that shit sucks. But you do it because I have to make money, and I made a lot more money bartending than fucking pro ball. Fucking shit.
It's funny because these clubs and to these people, these minor league systems, like these can turn into assets for your business that you can trade and move around. Like, why are you not investing in them?
Man, again, I can go off all day on this bullshit, but
it's
again,
bizarre. I was at Driveline in Seattle probably 2 weeks ago.
Oh,
probably talked to Kyle for like 2 hours. We kind of talked about the bizarre world that is minor league baseball. I mean, if we got Kyle, you, me, and Kyle on a Zoom together, we could probably talk for hours about minor league baseball.
Yeah.
And just
again, we all agree, and you can talk to every minor leaguer right now in the system. They all want something better than what they're getting now. It doesn't matter if you play before or the people you're not relevant. Even me, I'm not relevant because I'm not in there right now. The guys that are in there right now are crying for help. And if that's the case, we should fucking probably help them. Especially for me as a guy that's done it before, and it was just like that for me. Like, I don't want that for them, man. Like, that shit fucking sucks. Why do I have to fucking, in the off season, right? And I will be waking up in the morning, like 5:30 in the morning. I'll get my lift in, right? And then right after the lift, I had to work. I had to work from 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. giving lessons. And then right after that, I had to do my, throwing program from 2 to 4. And from 4 o'clock to 7 o'clock, I did to give private lessons to make extra money. And then from 7 o'clock, like sometimes I'll literally go and then I'll bartend. Dude, the schedule was just insane. So that I could survive.
Right.
I wasn't doing that for fun. I had to do that to survive. Instead of that time that I was giving lessons and bartending, which is like literally 12, 14 hours, I could invest that into training to get more out of myself.
Right. The club that you play for benefits so much from you becoming a big league caliber player.
Absolutely.
And like, even if you're not a big leaguer for them, you could be a part and a piece of a trade that brings a part and a piece to them and you were nothing. Like, you were nothing. You cost them very little, but they invested into you and your development, turned you into that big league caliber player.
Absolutely.
And now the ROI on you is, but you're having to do this.
Farm system for a reason, man. Farm system. You need to fucking raise your cattle. All right. You can't just buy all these cattle and then not feed them. And then all of them go to shit. Only like 1 or 2 survive. That's how system is. They have this farm of 180 cattle, right? And they don't feed them. They don't do anything to them. The strongest survive. And 2 of them make it, right? Instead, you can feed them and do everything you can to grow them to where you want to be, to develop them, right? And you can, I don't know, you can have 40, instead of 2. You know what I'm saying? Like, what? That's
and you
a
can sell them,
mindset.
and now all of a sudden your business is booming, and you're
Exactly. Now again,
like,
they won't do that because you need the initial investment, of paying more money, which the owners are fucking cheap as fuck. I'm not afraid to say that. Fuck them. And they will never do that. Like, so now for me, just because they won't never do it, that doesn't mean I'm not gonna fucking talk about it. I don't give a fuck. That's a power of media and stuff like that, right? I have the platform that I have now that I can do to help. Like, I don't care. I don't work for MLB. Fuck them. I don't give a shit. I'm gonna fucking speak for these guys because like not many people do now.
Desire to work
it is getting bigger, and also a lot of writers and stuff like that have been writing about it and stuff, which has been huge for bringing awareness of this situation. But at the end of the day, man, we're gonna keep doing it until they change something, so hopefully something changes for them.
It's interesting though, because I have a lot of respect for, in many ways, the businesses that the owners built originally. The way that they built their business to be able to buy a team, like that's amazing. Like, to build $1 billion business, I can't imagine.
Absolutely.
I can't imagine what you had to do to build $1 billion business. But if you had run that business under the same fundamentals that you're running this ball club, you wouldn't have this team, and you wouldn't have had that business.
Exactly.
Because you're not building the commodities that you need and the parts you need.
And again, those people, they don't care. They're so like rich and stuff, and I don't think they really give a fuck. They truly don't care, right? That's why you see a lot of like politics and shit like that, just people just going off. Rich people,
right, there's nobody that's like grassroots themselves in baseball to become an owner. They built their business to something else, then they bought something else,
and they bought a team. Exactly. You have money, and you're trying to, whether you're trying to keep going or make money off of it, whatever, like, just again, it's just not there. And again, it's a system. It's not just the owner. If there's a system, hey, like the owners, you can't do that, then they won't be able to do that. But there's no system, right? And the commissioner works for the fucking owners, so it doesn't make sense. Just none of this fucking makes sense. And that's why this even lockout situation is taking fucking forever, because they can't fucking figure it out, because MLB owners are cheap as fuck and they will not budge. And the commissioner that's supposed to be in the middle of this, he ain't in the middle of it, because he's on the owner's side. And that's why MLB PA is fighting, and I hope they fucking get what they want, the PA, but it's a fucking giant shit show. We should have had spring training by what was it, yesterday or 2 days ago? 2 days ago.
I don't know. Somebody asked me the other day. Somebody said, "When do you think they'll play?" And you don't have to answer this question because you hang out with big leaguers and probably some information.
Honestly, like literally, but I said I hang out with big leaguers all the time. Like, I meet them every single day. They don't know. That's
what I said June. But how much confidence do you have that Rod Manfred is going to be able to do anything? I wouldn't let him come over and take my cats outside.
Right.
But let him run.
Like 100%. Like, it's a joke. Like, and then again, so dude, I hang out with big leaguers all day, every day. And none of these motherfuckers know exactly when they're gonna start. So right now they're basically just like throwing, hitting, kind of like with like no ending. You know what I'm saying? They're kind of, like usually like there's like a ramp up phase, and then you kind of, especially when you're pitching, there's like a ramp up phase, and you move into like more like a bullpen blend and shit like that. And then you get to spring training, and you're almost ready to go, but like not really, so you can fine tune it during spring training and then send it during the season. But they can't fucking do that. So right now they're almost like they're building up, right, into all through winter, and they're building up. Now they're like, what do we do now? It's like so now they can't keep building it up because it's tough on your body too, right? So they're building it up, and some are doing this, some are doing this. Some, like, there's a gap, right? So and then who knows what's gonna happen when it actually starts, whether it's later or whatever. I almost feel like we're gonna get more injuries because of this, because guys are not getting ready with the right like mindset and the timing and the plans, right? So it's gonna be a giant shit show, in my opinion. Longer this gets, the more shit show it's going to become. So again, hopefully they're supposed to meet again today, I believe. Hopefully they can figure something out. I don't think they're going to be a deal, but I really hope there's something.
I have zero faith in that Rob Manfred can do anything.
Yeah, he's a fucking clown. I hate everybody in MLB right now. So I want to face him on live ABs. It's not bad. Like,
there you go.
Owners,
there you go.
And Manfred live ABs. Let's get it. 1 million views. Fuck them.
Who is so? let's go. Let's lighten it up a bit. Let's go. Let's go like your top 3 live ABs. Like lined up, who are your top 3 guys that you'd like to shove in live ABs? Manfred, is Manfred in the top 3?
Oh, absolutely. Manfred and all the owners. That'd be 31 of them. that'd be my top picks right there, man. Fuck everybody. I hate people. Fucking. I mean, it is what it is, I guess.
What is your favorite your G Fuel sponsor?
Yeah,
I've done an energy drink
review. Have you had G Fuel or no?
Every day since July. I can't find G Fuel anywhere that I live. And so
it's tough to find.
What's your favorite flavor?
You can order them online, but my favorite is Tetris Blast. It is fine. Now, I've had a lot of energy drinks before because I drank a lot of Bang before and stuff like that. Yep. And also, like, I've had some Rain, I've had some like C4s and stuff like that. Yep. But honestly, like taste-wise, man, like so when G Fuel reached out to me, right? They're like, hey, like, we'd love for you to like we'll do whatever to not make you drink Bang. I'm like, okay, yep. Well, I don't care because I at the time, like I was drinking Bang forever, you know, Bang yep. is it, you know, and they're like, hey, let us just send you some cases. I'm like, all right, whatever. So they sent me some cases. I drank, my first one I had was Tetris Blast. And I still to this day, it's my favorite flavor. Now I drink that, I'm like, dude, holy fuck. And I check, make sure it's got 300 milligrams of caffeine because I love caffeine. I need that. Yeah. I'm like, dude, this is it. It's a game changer. And then literally that day, I was told them, hey, let's fucking do this. You know, so I signed with them, stuff like that. But honestly, like flavor wise, man, it's a lot better in my opinion, a lot more.
What does the Tetris Blast flavor taste like?
Candy, like a sweet candy.
What does a Bang flavor resemble? I've had them all. You've got to realize I've done an energy drink review about every day since July.
Oh, did you? That's tight.
That's different amazing. One. Like that's a different amazing. One every day.
That's amazing.
So I've probably had
I don't really like, so I like 2 flavors of Bang. Honestly, other than those 2, like I don't like any of them. I like black cherry vanilla. I do like that one because that was my go-to when I was doing 95 or die. So I drank that. I don't like their blue raz, and I don't like any of that shit. I like the black cherry vanilla and also key lime pie. Key lime pie is very refreshing. I do like those 2. I've had their peanut colada and everything. Not very good in my opinion. And again, that's why G Fuel, I tried them. Their flavors are a lot more because Bang's like, it's like super like key lime pie and black cherry vanilla are super good in my opinion. Yeah. And the rest of them are trash in my opinion because I don't like anything else. There's like 2 of them I really like, and the rest of them are shit. But G Fuel's more like I like all of them. You know what I'm saying? It's more it's more like a general population fits the taste buds, I think. You know what I'm saying? Like okay. For sure. So yeah, again, my favorite is Tetris Blast. PewDiePie is good too. What else? Sour Chug Rug is good too. And one day, man, I do want to have my own flavor. You know, like that would be
like Joe Rogan. Like the Joe. Have you ever seen the Joe Rogan flavor?
No, Joe Rogan's got his own flavor.
Joe Rogan's got his own flavor. It's Killcliff. It's the Killcliff Ignite spicy. It's like a spicy, smoky, spicy pineapple drink. It's good. It's good. I've got the can somewhere. I usually when I do the reviews, I keep the can. I'm going to do like a big can display in here in my 100-year-old cage building. I'm going to do a big energy drink can display.
That's great. Yeah, man. One day I can have my own flavor. Or also, hype sauce is really good too. So yeah, man. Again, like I'm gonna. Dude, I need my energy drinks. You know what I'm saying? So
what would the Sim flavor? What would the Sim flavor taste like? Like what would it be?
Someone said smelling salts before that fucking Can you imagine smelling salts flavor energy drink? Like
the worst.
That would actually
crack the can open. Yeah. You crack the can open, it like knocks you over.
Yeah. Just like chug that shit for no reason. Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. Like I like I'm not really sure how the flavor is gonna be. Again, it'll either be like fruity shit or like key lime pie. I kind of like that flavor, you know, like that kind of style. Or it'll be like black cherry vanilla type, like it's just like just like that, like vanilla, like with some other shit or whatever, something along those lines. But I mean, I've talked to them. I think they're pretty down. G Fuel's like very that's one thing I like working with them because they're super down to just do anything.
Did you pull down a G Fuel can?
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
How hard did you throw that?
Shit, I think I threw that like 60 around there, 60. Because I threw the Yoda. It's the same day I threw the Yoda, baby Yoda. And I threw Yoda at 69. I'll never forget that because I had
there you go.
I'm like, no fucking
Listen,
way.
dude, speak of that, like, so I train baseball players like every day. Yeah. The amount of baseball players in the last 6 months that when we do compression throws or we're throwing in the cage with the radar gun on, that try to do their compression throws at 69 miles an hour, they do the 69 or die challenge, is amazing. And it's awesome. Like, I don't say anything.
That's
like,
amazing.
I think it's cool. Like, look at what Sim's doing, though. Like, look what you're doing. Like, look.
The 69 or die challenges everywhere.
Right? These kids are enjoying, like, doing kind of this tedious throwing task.
Right.
But they're having fun doing it because something they saw Sim do on YouTube.
Exactly, because that thing went like a little bit viral on TikTok, and like me and Trevor did that.
Yep.
And then that video did well, and then I've had not just you, like I've had like other facility owners and like coaches like send me, look at these assholes, just like doing 69 challenge. I'm like, hey man, like I mean we just have fun doing it. But the thing is though, they're doing that in baseball, which is great. Like I'd rather them do a baseball challenge than I don't know, TikTok challenge or some shit. You know what I'm saying? Like
that's the thing. The coolest thing, you know. I just want baseball to be fun for people. Like I want training for baseball to be fun for people. I want playing baseball to be fun for people. Absolutely. I don't like a lot of times what it is. And so it's like, look at what Sim's doing, man. Like he's making baseball hopefully kind of fun again. And like they're always going to be
for me. Like when I do them, it's fun for me. Like to be brutally honest, I just do them most of the shit I do because it's fun for me. And for me, my thought is if it's fun for me, it's probably fun for other people. So that's why I'm like, all right, well, let's do it. Like when we do the 69 diet challenge, I like 69. I'm always like talking about 69 all the time as a funny joke. Like 69 diet challenge is amazing. And Trevor's all about that too. Like, let's fucking go. You have me 69 die on the radar gun. Let's go. And then just like fucking we just made up
I love it.
Fun little challenge. And kids all across the country is doing that. It's just funny. It's almost at the point I'm now, it's like funny to me because like, people are doing what I'm doing and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, like the things I do is for baseball, you know, like, so if kids watch my shit and become baseball fans or I don't know, like whatever, start throwing baseballs or even if they make one more throw because they watch my video, that's great for me. You know what I'm saying? So
I thought, you know, I really appreciate what you do. I really appreciate what Trevor does online for sure. You know, I think it's super good, significant. You know, my kids are 10 and 8 and I watch your videos and I'm like, come watch this. You know, I don't care that you're like, they've heard me say that. I've got 2 questions and I'll let you go. If a young person, adolescent, teenage person said, hey, Sim, I want to do what you do one day on YouTube, what would you tell them?
Oh, I say do it, man. I say fucking do it because for me, like, so on YouTube, right?
Maybe it's a better question of like, what would you suggest that they do? Just train and film it, like whatever you're doing.
So for me, it was me. So yeah, that's an awesome question because I do get this asked a lot because you gotta understand nowadays kids don't care that much about like being a professional baseball player. Of course, that's a cool thing, they want to do it and all that, but being a YouTuber is like the shit for them. I don't know why, but it's like, dude, like I get recognized more than like a lot of big leaguers. It's crazy because I'm on YouTube, you know, like, so being a YouTuber, like, I don't know if you've seen like all the kids, like apparently like 70% of the kids want to be YouTubers now. They don't care about any other professions. They want to be YouTubers because that's what they see every single day. That's what they see. And also they see a lot of success and stuff like that. Right. So, but anyways, if you're going to do YouTube stuff, for me, it's being authentic to who you are, what you truly enjoy doing. Find it. For me, what was it? I liked sending it because that's what I do. I've always done that when I was training, like when I was playing. I liked full sending it and I like being me. That's why I never changed myself to, you know, not drop F-bombs and shit like that. Because I know it's not good. You know, I know that's not going to get me the majority of the views, but I don't give a fuck. Because at the end of the day, I started YouTube shit for me. You know, I didn't do this shit for other people. I did it because I enjoy making videos. I enjoy training. I enjoy full sending it. And I enjoy being me. There's no point for me to do all 3 things I enjoy doing and be fake and not be me, right? So I'm like, fuck that. So be you. Whatever you are, be you. If you're in So I remember one kid reached out. He's like training in the woods, man. I'm talking like in the woods, like it's crazy. Like you go like almost like a concrete weight, like you know what I had, but like with trees and shit like that. I'm like, what the fuck? And he's like throwing against this like piece of shit shed, like it's amazing. And then he's like, dude, I'm like, yes, that's great. That's you, right? So you're in the woods. No one's doing that, right? So what's gonna make you different than other people? Then just be who you are, being authentic, sharing your training in the fucking woods like no one's doing. That's amazing, you know. Like so, whatever your niche is, find that, right, and be that. Like for me, my niche is again being DGAF and training hard and you know having a little tough mouth. But I mean, I don't care. That's me. You know, if you don't like me for it, fuck you. I don't care. If you like me, great. Like that's the way I see it, you know. So don't worry too much about what other people think.
I think to your point, because people see you now, but I saw you when no one was really watching your YouTube channel. You know, and I think that if you're going to do this as a young person, you know, if no one watches your stuff in the beginning and you like doing it, just keep doing it. Like just keep posting on YouTube. If no one's watching it, so what? Just post. Like dude, I post
even when I first started YouTube, even when I first started YouTube, it took me about a year, I think, on YouTube to get to about 2,000 subs. And when I got to 2,000 subs, I moved down here to AZ. That's when it really popped up. I was doing live baby shit like that, and then like shit just went crazy. You know,
had you never done that though, you'd have probably kept making videos because you like doing it.
So like, if I wouldn't have built that up, and that's how momentum noticed me, because I was doing this shit consistently. Well, because I mean, I wasn't like posting videos like 3 times a week like I am doing now, but now I have a team of people doing that, right? So before it was just myself. I was editing everything. I'm sure you're doing the same thing too. So it's like but you just do it. You just do things consistently, and someone will notice it. Like if I wouldn't have done that right by myself, there's no way I would have got the opportunity when I got down south.
Right.
And also, and on top of that, I wouldn't have gotten an opportunity with the momentum and stuff like that because I wouldn't have done anything to showcase anything. So whatever you do, even right now, it's basically your portfolio of who's gonna see.
You gotta like it. You gotta like it.
If someone's like, hey, like this is it, we can build that up, do it. You know, like we recently, at Momentum, we're about to hire a guy, and he doesn't have a huge following or anything like that, but it doesn't matter because someone's gonna notice that, you know, and he's true to himself, he's good with it. And Momentum thinks they can build him up, and which I believe that too. You know, I mean, the guy's great. So again, just being consistent with what you do, being authentic, and just do it. If you don't do YouTube, do it. The good thing about YouTube is, right, literally anybody can make an account and post a video right now. You know, not like professional baseball, you need to get drafted. YouTube is for literally everybody and anybody, which is why I like it, because it's like, now we have a bigger even like circle. Now you kind of fight to survive, you know? So yeah, man, honestly, again, if I can tell one thing to the kids, you know, be YouTubers, do it, be authentic, be consistent, put out content. I even see like high school kids and Juco kids now having YouTube channels, and some of them are getting traction, you know, which is amazing. Stephen Canez, he's a Juco kid. He's got like 60-something thousand followers on subscribers on YouTube. And also Roman Kimball is one of my, I like that kid a lot. And he's a high school kid. He's got like 4,000 or 5,000, I think, on YouTube. So again, these kids are building themselves up and they're building their brand, right? So it's only going to help you. It's never going to destroy you. It's only going to help you to get more deals, more sponsorships, or get you more noticed, or whatever. You know, you see all these guys. How many times have you seen a Twitter video that goes viral of a dude throwing 97 get signed a pro contract? You know what I'm saying? It happens more often than not. You know, so showing yourself on social media and showcasing yourself is very important. So do that.
Yeah, for sure. No, I'm with you. You know, a lot of young people, they would get frustrated and quit if they posted 10 videos and they didn't get. Just keep going, man. Right. If you like it, just keep going. Just do it because you like it. Like, training sucks just the way it is too. But if you just quit, then you're gonna be a quitter all day. You know, everything. You know, like, or you can fight through that shit and maybe make something out of it. You know what I'm saying? So, I think I know the answer to the last question, but I usually ask it to everybody on the podcast. If you could snap your fingers right now and Thanos, what is your favorite? Do you watch Marvel movies? This is not the question, but this is kind of related.
Yeah, no, I've seen them a little bit. Yeah, but not like a lot to extend because I don't really watch movies. But yeah.
Okay, if you could just snap your fingers like Thanos, I don't know if you know Thanos' story. He snaps his fingers, half the people in the world disappear. If you could snap your fingers and Thanos, anything out of baseball, gone forever. anything, what would you vanish out of baseball?
The commissioner and the owners. That's what it would be.
That's what I said. I think I know the answer to this question, but,
like, dude,
but
let
yeah.
the players right now. Again, I'm not saying like players are gonna like run it way better or whatever, but I think there's so much more potential within the game of baseball that we can make it way bigger and better, right? And even like marketing and shit. I don't think we're doing the best we can as in general in baseball. They should get more creators. They should be more creative when they're making these content, not just doing the same bullshit. And market these guys like Shohei Ohtani. We have some of the most amazing talent the game has ever seen. We have Mike Trout, Shohei Ohtani. We got just talent out the ass.
You either market them or let them do it themselves.
Exactly.
Like you can't stop them.
Or they don't let either of those happen. You know, which is a problem. You know what I'm saying?
And could you imagine some of the vlogs from because you know big leaguers, like some of these guys, like they're a freaking amazing. They're funny. Like if they had vlogs, they would have 1 million subscribers.
Like, are all fucking crazy. And like big leaguers, I hang out with them all the time. They're all fucking crazy in a good way. Like, and you can actually learn a lot from them.
It would be amazing on YouTube.
Absolutely. Some of these guys have the most amazing like personalities and just like gaff. Like I've been recently doing some stuff with Johnny Gomes. He's like ex big leaguer for a long time. Just the funniest motherfucker. It's incredible. It's actually incredible. I'm like, dude, like Johnny, like YouTube right now. Like, let's go.
Like every day.
That's how incredible these guys are, right? I mean, and I get to hang out with like Eric Gagne is electric. Like, and just like, I hang out with some legends, and at the facility, which is a gift. But it's just like, dude, it's crazy how entertaining these guys are off the fucking field, and that's why Trevor did so well with those vlogs and everything, because he was being himself, and showing not just a baseball player, but Trevor Bauer, and even the other guys, like guys that have YouTube channels, like not just a player, but the person himself, you know what I'm saying? So I think it's good. And again, more and more kids are starting to do that, which is great. Hopefully, if you're watching it, you got a YouTube channel, even if you have a small following, keep going. You'll get bigger. I mean, that's the thing. Most of the time, you'll only get bigger. Even on YouTube, right? So even if I post a video right today and it gets 50 views, right? You check that in a month, it'll never be 49. It'll always be 51 or plus. You know what I'm saying? So it'll always go up. So don't, even if you get like, I don't know, 50 views, don't be discouraged by it. You only get more, so just be positive, keep doing it. And that's all I can say.
For sure, man. Dude, I appreciate your time. Your guy wanted to talk to, your guy I followed for a long time. I appreciate what you're doing. People see the crazy guy. I appreciate what you're doing for baseball. You're making it cool for young people. The influence in the junior college is significant, I think. Keep doing it, man. Good luck to you. Momentum, Trevor, everybody. I'm a fan. I've been a fan. I'm a fan. So I appreciate it, dude. I really do.
Sir. Yes, sir. Appreciate it. Thanks for having me on.
I appreciate your time.